everyone, and welcome to the 33rd Annual Christi Center Remembrance Service. The Remembrance Service is a time that we all come together with other people who have lost loved ones to remember them and be able to carry their love throughout the new year. This year, as we all know, is a special year, and so we have turned it into a virtual event because we know that coming together and connecting with others who can give you that hope and healing is a powerful piece of our Remembrance Service, and we hope you enjoy our virtual event today. We're going to start the day with a beautiful poem by Emily Dickinson. Hope is the thing with feathers. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. And sweetest in the gale is heard, and sore must be the storm that could abash the little bird that kept so many warm. I've heard it in the chilliest land and on the strangest sea, yet never in extremity it asked a thing of me. I love that image of hope as a thing with feathers from the Emily Dickinson poem that Aaron shared. Feathers keep birds warm and enable flight, and they have this light, ethereal quality to them.
If you've ever tried to catch a feather, you know how difficult it is to grasp. Feathers make me think of another ethereal thing, spider webs. Spider webs are almost invisible unless the light hits them just right. Woven with such minuscule threads of silk, they move and blow with the wind but stay intact. They are strong, but seem so very fragile. A little like hope, I think. Hard to see unless the light hits it just right, difficult to grasp. And yet we yearn to hold on to hope. Sometimes we think that it's our job, that it's up to us and to the strength of our will to be hopeful. As Americans, we are taught self-reliance, that we can dig down deep and make it on our own if need be. We have that pioneering, ever-expanding, ever-reaching spirit that cannot be conquered. It's in our cultural DNA. We can climb mountains. We can rise up out of the ashes like a phoenix. We can overcome. But that we can do all that on our own, by the force of our own will, that's not the whole truth. Have you ever found that sometimes, despite your best effort, hope is elusive, invisible, can't be grasped? In the middle of a long grief, you feel a ray of light breaking in, but then a memory comes rushing through, and the sky is dark again. Or maybe you just don't have it in you to even try to hope at the moment. Hope takes energy. It takes a bit of buoyancy, and absence can loom large and heavy, especially around the holidays. Hope is also risky. It can mean letting go just a little bit of the pain that keeps the people we've lost close. If we let go, will we lose them completely? Sometimes it's hard to hold on to hope. That's why we have to hold on to hope for one another. We pray, we call, we write, we tell stories, we check in, we bring food, we long for each other's pain to lessen. Our hearts cry out. We hold hope for one another. Everyone who loves us hopes for us, just like we do for them. But sometimes our loved ones can't relate, can't see, don't get what we're going through. That's the gift of places like the Christi Center, journeying on the road of grief together. We tell stories, we help remember, we listen, we embrace, we sit, we make room for grief and anger, for change, for shifting identities, for the blossoming of new life. I think the work of the Christi Center is precisely the work of holding on to hope together. You know, scientists have been studying spider silk for years, trying to understand what makes it so strong. And recently they discovered that what looks like a single strand of silk is actually made up of thousands of nanostrands lying parallel to one another. Not one thread, but thousands of threads all moving in the same direction and woven into a beautiful and interlocking web. Hope is not a singular work. We need each other to maintain hope when the wind blows strong in our direction. But what about when the web breaks? We do our best to hold on to hope for someone we love. We pray, we hope and hope and hope. But the threads of hope are worn too thin. They give up hope or place their hope in something that ultimately harms them. What then? Has hope failed them? Have we failed in hope? Are there limits to hope? This is what I've come to know and believe with all my being. There's a much larger hope holding all of us. We don't always feel it there. It can't always be seen. But nevertheless, it is there and will catch us in its unbreakable threads. This net of hope is not bound by time. It extends even beyond the moment of death. It is a hope that stretches out unending into past and future. It is the light that shines in the darkness that can never be put out. Whether we can see it or not, still, it burns brightly. It hopes for us. It holds on to us. We can strive for hope in our own lives. There's nothing wrong with that. We can hold on to hope for one another. In fact, we need each other to listen, to pray, to sit, to tell stories, to make space for grief. But ultimately, it is not up to us to hold on to hope. It is hope that issues an invitation to us to be held by it. We are held by that great hope even when we can't see it or feel it, and so are all the people we love. This is a time of year when the days grow shorter and the night comes more quickly. And this year in particular, the night feels longer, more intense, heavier. But this is also the time of year of the festivals of light. The lighting of the Advent wreath, of the menorah, of Diwali oil lamps, of the 7 candles of Kwanzaa, of strings of light hanging from trees and houses and apartment balconies. This is a time of year that, if the light catches it just right, hope shimmers, ethereal but everlasting. Glimmers of a time when all tears are wiped away, when suffering has ceased and when death is no more. I pray that in this season, celebrating light shining in dark places, you might feel hope kindling in your heart and fall into its quiet embrace.
What is love? Love is simple and honest. Words cannot easily describe. Love is a wonderful treasure, an emotion you can never hide. So let the love shine deep within you. Let the darkness be filled with light. To love is life's meaning of living. Your spirit will glow with delight.
This little light, it shines in the darkest night. It calms me, and through the hardest day I always can make my way. It leads me. When I am far from home, I never am all alone. It shows me I'm never without love. So I'll guard this little light forever. This candle of my heart. And if on along the way I find that I cannot stay, I'll pass it on to others and light up the dark.
In the blessed memory of those nearest and dearest to us, whose presence we miss and whose memory we will honor and cherish forever, I light this candle for the love of Christi, my parents, my sister, my brother, my 3 nieces, and also for the love of your loved ones.
Grief never ends, but it changes. It's a passage, not a place to stay. Grief is not a sign of weakness, nor a lack of faith. It's the price of love. Thank you for joining us today. We hope that this service has provided comfort and to know that you are not alone during this holiday season.